Well, the drama of the bronze medal match here at Loughborough University, at the EuroHockey Club Trophy. Joe, what about that? That was highly dramatic. Penalty shuffles.
Well, only the second draw in 15 games of hockey, and it happened to be for the bronze medal. It was exciting if you're a neutral, but you've got to feel for the Spanish team, Complutense, because they worked so hard. They perhaps looked the most dangerous over the course of the 70 minutes, but in the end, the Loreto goalkeeper Louisa Healy and captain
Hannah
Matthews held their nerve and kept the Spanish attackers out.
Yeah, and you'd predicted that you thought the Spanish might pull that one off. But just to sum up what you can see in front of you at the moment, the hill is finishing up. I think we've decided to call this Pucker Peak.
Pucker Peak. It's not quite as full as Henman Hill, but it's great because I feel as though a little bit of the continent has come to Loughborough.
Yeah.
The sun is shining. There's a real feel of a European competition with all these teams from different nations, and we've got a good crowd building steadily on the hill.
Okay, and it's the final now. It's the final now. We should just say, if you are tuning in to YouTube for the first time, who we are. Who am I?
You're Gaynor Nash, former club president, former captain, former star player for Leicester Hockey Club, and person who's been around the club for a number of decades, a stalwart.
Possibly the longest of anyone. And you are Joe Mould, and you are a former Olympian from Atlanta, former club president, former club captain, and general good egg. So, and we've come to you because if anybody has got the technical nous to analyse the game, that's certainly you. So here we are, getting ready for this final. The Russian team from Moscow, they've looked great in this competition so far. I don't think they've conceded a goal, have they?
I don't think they have. They've certainly scored a hatful, and I guess going on from explaining who we are, we should perhaps say that we're going to try really hard not to show a bias, and if I do that from the start, perhaps based on the huge number of goals that Izmaylovo have scored, they might go into this as favourites, but obviously Leicester are the home team.
I would think they are. Leicester in a change of kit. They're wearing their black, all black strip. Izmaylovo are in red with white skirts. And we've already picked a number of Izmaylovo stars out, but I'm going to run you through the team sheet for Izmaylovo starting. The goalkeeper is Oksana Boyko. She's good. We've seen her in action. But number 2, Daria Vasileva. Number 4, Galina Timshina, their captain. Number 5, Kristina Shumalina. Number 6, Anna Gutaneva. Number 8, and perhaps their playmaker and star, Margarita Drepankina. Number 9, Irina Kuzmina. Number 10, Shamina Ksenia. Number 14, Elizaveta Koncharevskaya. Number 19, dangerous forward, Bordana Sadova. And number 23, Alexandra Zashkova. And for Leicester, bit of a fairy tale story. Goalkeeper is their number 2 goalkeeper, second team keeper in fact, Steph Tyrrell. Number 4, Josie Inverdale. Number 6, the speedy Joe Hunter. Number 9, Kerry Whitehead, who inspirational player. Number 10, the very fast Katie Long. Number 12, Lucy Barrett. Number 14, club stalwart Hannah Fair. Number 15, Sarah Cockayne, some of whose pupils are here to watch her play. Number 16, the captain, Vanessa Hawkins, scorer of one of Leicester's winning goal yesterday. Number 18, central midfield linchpin Emma Ross, former Irish international. And then youngster, number 20, Emily Kilner. Now, Emily Kilner is 16, 17 years of age, Joe. She must be very excited, but also perhaps rather nervous at this point in time.
Yeah, I would imagine they're all pretty nervous because the pressure is on the home team. It would be great if Leicester came out of this as gold medalists. The thing that's impressed me most about the Leicester team over the course of the 4 days is their team spirit. They've got some standout players there, you named a few of them, but they've all worked, they've all done their bits. They haven't necessarily become a team of stars or come as a team of stars, but they've all contributed to this place in the top 2.
But they are going to have to be on their mettle to stop the likes of Sadova, who's over the ball at the moment. And this is a team packed with Russian internationals. There's a lifted ball from Drepankina. Lucy Barrett underneath it, manages to prevent it going to one of the Izmaylovo players, but not to stay in play. Here's Gutaneva. Leicester dropping into a half-court press. Now Vanessa Hawkins puts some pressure on. It's with Gutaneva. Captain Tim Sheena over the other side. Joe Hunter pressurising, and that's been knocked off the side by the Russian team.
Vanessa Hawkins has been such a talisman for Leicester. She's been around with the club and captain of the club for a number of years now. Her work rate has been tremendous. Her running has been tremendous. And as you say, she scores crucial goals when it matters.
So we're going round the back with Leicester with Josie Inverdale. They're very patient in this build-up. Hannah Fair, Josie Inverdale again. They're just looking to see if they can see a gap in the Izmaylovo setup. Goes back towards the middle to Emma Ross.
Interesting to see.
It's transferred around. Sorry, Joe.
Just interesting to see that the Russian side have stepped off, and they're not trying to break that press.
But they're not at this point in time anyway. So it's back with Josie Inverdale. The girls didn't get the full amount of time to prepare because obviously with pitch watering, and here it is in the attack for Katie Long, and she gives it a push and chase and puts some pressure on Gutaneva. You see here how good Gutaneva and others are. They've not really been challenged in this tournament so far, in all honesty. And here's Ksenia. She's got Sarah Cockayne for company. And Josie Inverdale tidies up behind Sarah Cockayne. They work together well there. And here it is with Nessie Hawkins, Kerry Whitehead, and Emma Ross. Emma Ross rolls a player neatly. But that's picked up by Sadova, dangerous striker. She's looking for Ksenia. And that's a block by Lucy Barrett. And that's going to be a penalty corner. Steph Tyrrell came out. The ball got stuck between Steph Tyrrell's feet. And Leicester had the opportunity then to get the ball away and didn't succeed in doing so.
And all of that attack came from giving the ball away in the middle of the pitch. And it shows how an error like that can lead to something a bit more crucial.
Yeah. So, it's a bit of drama quite early on. Only 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes gone. Wouldn't want Leicester to concede a goal here. But we know that the Russian team are good from penalty corners, especially through Sadova. Drepankina down to make the trap, but it isn't Sadova this time. Oh, and that has gone off Steph Tyrrell's toe and into the roof of the net. So just what we didn't want to happen has happened. So, here's a test of character for Leicester, Joe.
Yeah, but you know, we're only 4 minutes down, 3 minutes down. There's a long way to go, and they do need to pick their heads up, and they do need to keep playing. People often say, or coaches often say, that a team are most vulnerable when they've just scored. Hopefully they can take advantage of that. I do feel a bit sorry for Steph Tyrrell because she will be disappointed with that, but she was probably never thought she was going to come and play in this tournament, and this is her 4th game. On Friday morning, Mags Rees was declared unfit. Steph Tyrrell stepped into the breach, and she's done so well so far. Hopefully she can get her head around the fact that it's gone, the error's done, can't do anything about it, and positively move on.
Well, it was a very well struck shot. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been the captain, Tim Sheena. It might have been that player over there, the 23, Zashkova. But not sure at all who did that. So Josie Inverdale. Josie finding Emma Ross, and it was Emma Ross that was caught in possession, so she'll be feeling at the moment that she needs to get her head right as well. It's a great ball up to Katie Long, but Katie can't quite turn, and Goncharovskaya comes away with it, but Vanessa Hawkins imposes herself. That's going for Kerry Whitehead, but very good running there by Kuzmina. And this is Drepankina, who's a very strong player, but she's under a lot of pressure from Kerry Whitehead. And,
Leicester are the team in the black shirts. The Russians are the team in the red shirts.
Joe Hunter, Kerry Whitehead giving a little bit of a hospital pass there. That's Hannah Fair. Good block by Sadova, and now turnover ball, and Sadova is on the attack. And they are lightning fast when they choose to attack. Sadova carrying it. She's got Ksenia up ahead of her. Sarah Cockayne only makes a half stop. Ksenia in. And Steph Tyrrell makes a very good stop there, Joe. Very good stop. I don't know if you could see that.
Well, that was hard stopping, wasn't it? Because Sarah Cockayne only made half a touch that allowed the player to get to the baseline, and it shows that she has got strength of character. Steph Tyrrell, great save.
Well done.
And also the team as well, because they went straight from conceding that goal to have significant pressure in the top half of the pitch.
Yeah, a bit of complaint from Leicester there about the way that ball was hit into the D, high into the D, and it's a Leicester ball, and it's with Josie Inverdale. And Hannah Fair down that right-hand side looking to build. And great ball to Jo Hunter, and that surely that was a
the umpire's given it.
Yeah.
She's impressed, Jo Hunter, hasn't she? She's got the pace. So I was thinking that potentially this would be a game of two different styles, like the bronze medal game. Leicester, they like their build-up, they like to transfer the ball, but in the same way that you described the Russians as being speedy, Leicester have got their fair share of quick forwards.
They have indeed. They have indeed. And in our interview with Vanessa Hawkins yesterday, she was actually saying that in a sense is one of the issues, because sometimes it's hard for the rest of the team to get up and keep pace with them. But that's Kerry Whitehead, nearly stumbled over there, but finds Emma Ross. Emma Ross finds Sarah Cockayne. Sarah Cockayne striking that one forward. That's gone to Jo Hunter. Has Jo Hunter got an opportunity here? No, but Kerry Whitehead. Oh! And Kerry Whitehead just plays that ball wide. Played in by Jo. Was it Kerry? Was it Katie Long?
Sarah Cockayne put the initial ball in, but it was
Jo Hunter, and that might have been Katie Long.
But it was almost the same situation as down there. The Russian girl only got half a touch on it and allowed the ball to the attackers on the edge of the D. Give the Leicester team some confidence.
Well done, Katie Long, getting the block in there on Gutaneva. And Jo Hunter working hard, Katie Long working hard. She's turned the number 2 there, that's Vasileva, and basically won the long corner over there. So this already has the makings of a good match. Izmaylovo have gone 1-0 up, but you get the impression that Leicester don't see themselves as being out of this. But that bobbled off Josie Inverdale's stick. It went to the number 5, that's Shimalina, but she couldn't field it, and so it's back with Leicester. Here goes Hannah Fair, looking for Kerry Whitehead. Bit of a tackle coming in there. Ooh, a bit sticky over there, and that could be, I think that's probably the last time that number 9, Kuzmina, will be allowed that bit of latitude by the umpire.
Well, she held a whistle, the umpire, didn't she? Was looking for an advantage, but there wasn't one, and a sharp blow indicated that she wasn't happy with that
taking
tackle.
on Tim Sheena, and now she's taken on the number 23. That's Zashkova. Zashkova infuriated, but she didn't get out of the way, and so she was given as not having retreated to 5, and it's a penalty corner to Leicester. Let's see what they can do with their first penalty corner opportunity, and let's see what Oksana Boyko is made of.
Frenetic start to the game.
Has been, yeah. The drama of the penalty shuffles is continuing into the beginning of this match. Haven't even had 10 minutes yet. So, Katie Long with the injection. Out it goes to Emma Ross on the stop. Josie Inverdale. Oh, and that is just wide from Josie Inverdale. I think she was looking for the flat stick or the deflection there from Jo Hunter.
Well, or Vanessa Hawkins. She was there on that far post.
Yes.
Just wasn't expecting it, I don't think. It was just a step away from it.
Yeah. But this is encouraging in that Leicester are creating opportunities. Good touch by Katie Long.
Well, it also shows that going 1-0 down has galvanised them in many ways.
Well done by Lucy Barrett there, bringing that high ball down. Josie Inverdale plays it infield to Kerry Whitehead. Kerry Whitehead looking for a central midfield partner in crime. She's got Drapankina on her shoulder. Hannah Fair looking for the lead of Jo Hunter, and that was Tim Sheena flicking that one out. So Fair on the ball, faced by Kuzmina, the Izmaylovo number 9. She gets back into defence. She might have been better advised to let that run unless it had gone off her. Oh, long corner. So that was Goncharovskaya that was just a little bit slack there. That's gone all the way across the goal. Pressure from Jo Hunter. Tim Sheena gets it away.
The Russian side are showing some great skills. Everything pretty much seems to be sticking when it hits the end of their stick, even on the pitch that's slightly bouncy. And so
Kerry
far,
Whitehead has a go. The crowd is suggesting that the Russians weren't 5, but the umpire doesn't necessarily see it that way. Gutaneva gets out to Kuzmina, to I think that's Ksenia, and they begin to advance up the field a little bit. This is Timshina, the captain. She sweeps it wide. That's a great pickup from Vasileva, and Drepankina beats Lucy Barrett to the ball. She's got Josie Inverdale coming across. Hannah Fair does well.
It's a hit out.
And it's given us a hit out. One or two of the Russians think that should have been penalty corner.
Leicester got back there in numbers. There was an unmarked player in front of Steph Tyrrell as the ball was involved in a melee in that corner, but they got back. They worked really hard. Some good athletes in the Leicester side.
The players might be relieved at that little bit of cloud cover that's come across.
Just need to be patient.
There's Lucy Barrett looking for the line ball. No, looking for Vanessa Hawkins. She did really well there. And that's just asked a bit too much of Paz Massey, another of Leicester's young England under-18 players.
They did well there, though. They were patient. They then played that ball to the sideline just behind the first line of the Russian defence, and then managed to play it in field. And that was a promising attack.
Great tackle from Hannah Fair. Josie Inverdale looking for Hannah Fair again. Fair's got Whitehead. She's also got Ross. Ross rolls Drepankina. Still got Drepankina on her shoulder. And now looks for Whitehead. Whitehead takes them on. Uses Joe Hunter outright. And Joe Hunter just pushes it into the path of the Russian player. I think that was Ashkova, who manages to... And great play by Joe Hunter. Great skills. And Vanessa Hawkins. And Joe Hunter almost carving their way through there. This is Ksenia. She's looking for the overlapping Vasileva.
They do look dangerous counter-attack, don't they?
Yeah, that's one of the Russian players, and I think that might be Hannah Fair, are down on the deck. Hannah Fair looks like she's struggling there for a minute.
Well, she's quite a tough nut, and the fact that it's taken her a long time to get up is perhaps a slight worry to the Leicester bench.
Yes.
But hopefully she'll be able to run it off. Great to see Dave Mayer on the Leicester bench showing complete faith in his squad. The rolling substitutions are happening frequently, and in this heat, and in the fourth game of 4 days, it's really important that they try and keep legs fresh and try and keep the tempo high. Be interested to see if the Russians do the same.
Well, they've certainly got their preferred 11 or 12 that they like to use, and I don't think, just having a quick look around, I don't think they've made any changes so far.
No, they're about to make 2 subs now, though.
Serica Kane looking for, and I can just see Stacey Keeley has come on, so that little knock that was taken by Hannah Fair may have affected her there. That's come back off Katie Long, and it's with the Russians. That's 23 Zashkova over there. She's going all the way back to Gutaneva. Oh, interesting. Boyko and Gutaneva are there together. A little bit of a chase from Jess Hickman. And launched by Gubitskaya. No, sorry, Goncharovskaya. And that's off Jess Hickman's foot.
It's unusual to see the Booker Army in black.
It is. It's a nice kit, though.
It is good.
But
the team from Leicester, the home team, they're wearing the black shirts, and Izmaylovo, the team from Russia, in the red today, with the goalkeepers in orange.
And Stacey Keeley goes over to that one. Stacey normally a second team player with Leicester, but with 2 World Cup players in Hannah McLeod and Nicola White unavailable because they're playing for England. It's a great opportunity for some of these players. Unlucky there, Lucy Barrett. That came to her on the bounce, and Goncharovskaya back to Gutaneva. Plenty of time in this game yet. We've only had 15 minutes. They've been a dramatic 15 minutes so far. That's walloped up the pitch, and a good chase by number 5 Shumalina, but
they find Izmaylovo are very good at mixing it up. They can do intricate fast forwards counter attacks, but they can also do Route 1 hockey, and they've been dangerous on both counts. But there, the ball moved swiftly from the side of the pitch that we're on over towards the crowd side, and the ball travelled the whole length of the pitch pretty much, not trapped or stopped by anyone. And it's put Leicester under pressure because the ball's back down in their 23.
But they've been given a little bit of room by Izmaylovo. Emma Ross got time to turn. Sarah Cockayne able to use Josie Inverdale. Josie Inverdale, Kerry Whitehead offers, but Josie Inverdale looks up. She can see a run from Jess Hickman, but that was never going to be picked up by Hickman, I don't think.
No, but it's relieved the pressure a bit, and Josie Inverdale's been impressive this tournament. I think she's got better and better, and yesterday she was one of the standout players.
Well, she's certainly one that I think the England selectors need to have a little look at. They're obviously going to have a look at things after the events in The Hague, but Josie's been out of the picture for a long time with the England setup and is actually a very, very good player. So Goncharovskaya, Lucy Barrett does well. Plays it inside, and that's a good touch. I'd thought that was from Vasileva onto the foot of Lydia McDonald for a moment there, but that's got through to almost the back line. It has got to the back line, but it's only a long corner for Leicester. It's Katie Long finding Lydia McDonald, and that's a bit of a contrast. The youngster Lydia McDonald, 17 years of age, England under 18, up against the experienced Russian international Drepenkina. And that's a very good tackle by Stacey Keeley. She wins that initially, and here goes Josie Inverdale using Kerry Whitehead out on the right-hand side.
Well, that quick restart made a difference, didn't it? Because it meant they got through the middle line of the Russians.
Pasmasi, and that's a penalty corner. Pasmasi did well there?
She did, yeah, she did well because she forced something out of the keeper, but it was the quick restart in the middle of the pitch that allowed Josie Inverdale to get past one of the Russian lines and create numbers in an overload in a Leicester attack.
So this is interesting because we've got both Hannah Fair and Nessie Hawkins off the pitch, and both of them have been involved by and large in Leicester's penalty corner drills. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here. Katie Long is taking the injection. Emma Ross will be doing the trap, and Josie Inverdale is up there. And that's gone behind Oksana Boyko somehow.
Well, it was a straight strike from Josie Inverdale. It seemed to hit the inside of the goalkeeper's foot pad, and rather than going out, it went through her legs and behind her.
Yeah, it sort of rolled up her back almost.
That could have gone anywhere, couldn't it?
Yes, it could. And I think, you know, whilst it is 1-0, there have been enough encouraging signs for Leicester not to think this game is out of their reach, and that's very sloppy by Goncharovskaya, and Leicester have the ball. So Jess Hickman's on it, and that was a bit of a waste from Jess Hickman, but here comes Pasmasi, and that's a bit of a waste from Pasmasi. That's easy for Vasileva to reach that.
The thing is, you've got two youngsters there on the ball, and they're 1-0 down. They're under pressure. They just need not to panic, to keep their head, to keep doing what they've done for the last 3 games, which is play good hockey, stick to stick, keeping possession.
Trying to break down this right-hand side at the moment, but Leicester have won it. Here comes Katie Long. She's got bags of pace. If she turns on the burners, she can do damage to this team. But yeah, she gets the free. She's away. She's away. Drepenkina's come on. Oh, Pasmasi not on the same wavelength, but it did touch her foot. Here goes Emma Ross.
It was a ball behind her, which didn't help.
And that's a stick tackle from Drepenkina. Right, and ultimately Leicester do get the free hit. Josie Inverdale needs to bring that into the top 23. Again, it's a little bit a case of, is it on the right tuft from the keeper, from the umpire? Whoops. Ooh. Very risky from Katie Long there. Silly swing at the ball, really. But it was an opportunity, Joe.
Well, the ball was slightly loose in the circle, wasn't it? And if she'd have connected, it would have been a great goal scoring opportunity. But probably the ball was always going to be a little bit out of her reach.
Yeah. So we're just over halfway through this half. Enough encouraging signs for Leicester. And the Russians know they're in a game, but they're good, aren't they?
They are. They've probably only had 1 goal scoring opportunity, but they've taken it, and that's the difference between the 2 teams at the minute. In terms of possession, I would say
probably
Leicester
had more possession, yeah.
Shaded it just.
And Hannah Fair's on the ball. She's back on the pitch, which is encouraging to see. But Gutaneva out wits Pasmasi there. It's back with Leicester.
If Dave Mayer or Michael Johnson or Sue Holwell are doing possession stats, Leicester need to change that because they are just giving the ball away a bit too easily at the minute.
And that's coming back to Hannah Fair. Hannah Fair's got company from the number 22. And that took a touch, surely. Yeah. This umpire over here is helping her counterpart out. That took a touch off her foot. And here's Hannah Fair. She's driving. Crowd is shouting 5. That was thrown at Hannah Fair's stick, and so that's another penalty corner. Now, come on, Leicester, what can you do this time?
We spoke to Dave Mayer at the end of yesterday's win, when they knew that Leicester were guaranteed a place in the gold medal match, and he said that they've had a change of tactics this tournament. He's not actually calling the corners, they're being called by the girls on the pitch. Be interesting to know if they're doing that again today, and if they are, who actually is making those calls. Because if I was a straight striker and I was always going to get the shot in, I might call it always for me to have a go.
You wouldn't surely be as greedy as that, Joe. Emma Ross is off temporarily, so it looks like it's Kerry Whitehead on the trap. Ness Hawkins is backing up. And Josie Inverdale is on the strike. And that's a good effort, and Katie Long's there, but Tim Sheena does well. Hannah Fair on reverse. Katie Long, that struck Boyko on the deck.
Well, it might have struck her, but that was a good save. Because I think she got a glove to it, and it took the glove.
Complaining because she's not got a glove on.
Well, I think the pace of the ball took the glove away from her, but it put the ball behind.
She's complaining about something. Whether she's complaining in English or in Russian is another matter. It's Kerry Whitehead. That was a chance for Leicester, and they might regret not actually doing anything with it. Here's Ness Hawkins, and they're adjudged to have fouled. So, yeah, in terms of Leicester's pressure, it's been good, but they need now to try and turn that into something more concrete, don't they?
And they need not to let Izmaylovo counter, because we know that they're quick and we know that they've got lots of flair and we know that they can be dangerous.
So Pazmasi takes a breather. That's got through. That's gone off the Russian player. That went off Goncharovskaya. So some changes afoot. On comes Emma Ross. Nessie Hawkins on the ball. Tricky Nessie Hawkins. She's looking for Lucy Barrett. It's being swept around the pitch. The Russians are having to track across. Great ball from Josie Inverdale to Hannah Fair, who took up a really good position. Hannah Fair up against Zashkova.
Again, though, the pace of their ball transfer, it meant that she could creep up the sideline and receive the ball and eliminate some of the Russian defenders or Russian attackers who were defending at the same time.
Yeah. And that was off Zashkova's foot. Swept in by Gamble. Ooh. Katie Long was nearly there. Swept in, pass from Hannah Fair to Kerry Whitehead, swept in, and Katie Long was almost
just
there.
A yard shy.
Yeah, I don't think she anticipated that. Katie's very fast. Had she anticipated it, she'd have been there well ahead of the Russian. So
period of sustained pressure, though.
Gutaneva is on her own back there. Bit of abuse for the umpire for the fact that Gutaneva quite plainly kicked it, but the umpire determining there that that it wasn't material to the pattern of play. Hannah Fair down the sideline to Jo Hunter. Jo Hunter tackled by the number 27 who's come on. That's Frolova. Jo Hunter looking to turn Frolova. Yeah, doing well. Nessie Hawkins, that's a little bit sloppy from Nessie Hawkins, and it's gone the Russians' way. So 11 minutes, 24 minutes have gone. 24 fast and furious minutes, Joe.
Yeah, it's I don't know about them needing a breather at half time. I think we might as well. It's still anybody's game to win, but Leicester have had a more sustained period of pressure, but they just need to notch a goal to make the score sheet look a bit more attractive than it is at the minute.
Yeah, and this is a good break, but Hannah Fair's covering it, so that's Ksenia over to Cocaine. Cocaine is being pressurised by one of the Russians, and she does well. And that's going through Kerry Whitehead. That's surely going out to Josie Inverdale down that side. Josie Inverdale's going to look for the young Emily Kilner. Emily Kilner back to Josie Inverdale. She's on her own at the moment, that's good. And Kerry Whitehead playing the central midfield role for now. Lucy Barrett on the ball. She's looking for the run of Katie Long, and that's just beaten Katie. But that was a good ball.
Good ball, good patience, good sign of intent that when they get the opportunity to move the Russian press, they can find space.
Leicester back to the team that started the match, perhaps the first choice starting lineup. Here's Katie Long. She's picking that ball up. She's running at Drepankina. Drepankina gets enough of a touch on that. looking for Kuzmina. Kuzmina lacking control there. And that's a good touch from Nessie Hawkins. That's onto a foot. The umpire hasn't, no! The umpire got that wrong, sorry umpire.
It's hard though, isn't it? She was well placed, so she obviously saw something, an infringement maybe before that.
Yeah, Ksenia takes on Cocaine, and she's got a corner out of that. Cocaine having a little look at the umpire. That's the same umpire that missed the foot that Nessie Hawkins won down here.
Not that you have a vested interest.
No. And Ksenia's pulled up for that one. Josie Inverdale brings it away. And Hannah Fair trots out to the right. And I don't know whether that one can get through to Hannah Fair at the moment because the Russian number 22, Kazakova, is in the way. Josie Inverdale thinking about the lifted ball. Bit of company for Kerry Whitehead from Kuzmina, and that's picked out by Drepankina, who's played a very controlled role so far. And that's Sadova. Sadova is a danger player for me. She's strong. Hannah Fair's with her at the moment, but she's past Fair. She's done very well, and she's incurred the wrath of the umpire. She's having a bit of a go at the umpire, and for that, oh, a 2-minute breather.
She's been good, Sadova. She's been good all tournament. She's dangerous. She's unpredictable. Don't really know how to deal with her because you don't know what she's going to do. And she's proven again today that she's dangerous. So I suspect it will be a relief for Leicester that not only that Izmaylovo down to 10, but it's Sadova, the player that is sitting on the bench.
Definitely. And the 2 minutes doesn't start until her bum is on the seat. And Vasileva can't pick that one up, and it's Kerry Whitehead. Is she going to run at her? She uses Jess Hickman down that line. Jess Hickman's got, Jess Hickman surely obstructed there, yes. And here goes Nessie. Wrong tuft. So Kerry Whitehead on the ball, looking for Nessie Hawkins. Nessie Hawkins makes the run. Tricky player. She's through Tim Sheena's flailing tackle. But the Russians have got it. That's his Ksenia down here. And that's Lucy Barrett. I thought that was a foot, but the umpire didn't see it, and she carries on. That's a foot from
that did look like a definite foot from where we were, didn't it?
It certainly did.
And
look like almost a deliberate foot.
To be fair to the Russians, they didn't complain. They just got on and played.
They got on.
And we keep saying, don't we, umpiring is a thankless task. You've got to blow what you see. Sometimes you don't see it in the way that people spectating do.
So Emma Ross finds Jess Hickman. Jess Hickman trying to get round the back, and she gets the short corner because Jess Hickman was getting a real old shove from her opponent there. So great to see Jess Hickman, who's come up through the ranks at Leicester, former pupil of yours, been trusted there with that short ball and delivering.
Yeah, I'm very proud to see her, on the pitch, former Leicester Grammar School student. She's trying to combine studying for a medical degree with playing for the first team. Perhaps hasn't trained or played as much as she would have liked to. But again, great from Dave Mayer to show confidence in some of the youngsters.
Yeah. So we got the first choice short corner people on. Hannah Fair's there. Emma Ross is there. Fair strikes and scores! Forgive me for getting a little excited there. That is a goal for Leicester, and that is a reflection of the fact that they have dominated this half, and it brings the game level 1-1.
They have dominated this half, but don't forget the Russians took first blood. They scored, they took their chance. The great thing about that goal was that it was simple. Simple stop, simple strike, route one, penalty corner, and probably the first time that the Russian team, Izmaylovo, have been found wanting, not only in this game, but in the tournament. 1-all.
Yeah, it was a straight strike, and Boyko just wasn't up to it, was she?
That certainly buoyed the Leicester attack and the Leicester crowd.
So here's Emma Ross, and here's Nessie Hawkins. That's a foul, surely, by Drepankina, and she gets it. Here's Emma Ross, and I think if Leicester can keep a tempo going, they're going to cause the Russians some problems. But that's a good touch from Drepankina. Emily Kilner, just a little rattle on Drepankina's stick.
Good umpiring there. I know you called the foul, but the umpire had a hand up. She'd seen it. She was waiting to see what the outcome was, played the advantage. Nothing came of it, and then she gave the free hit Leicester's way. Unfortunately, didn't make anything of it. So into the crowd.
Drepankina gives that. It's not only up into the crowd, it's up onto Pucker Peak.
It's onto the bank.
Yeah. So, and there's a second ball on the pitch. Yeah, that's the one that's come over from the bank. Sania very slowly knocks that off. So, Pasmassi on for Katie Long at this point in time. And Lucy Barrett's taken a bit of a breather. And Jess Hickman's playing back there. Goncharovskaya lifts it. And Hannah Fair tidies up for Josie Inverdale. And that's off Sadova. And neat ball through to Kerry Whitehead. And this direct play from Leicester is causing the Russians some problems. But Gutaneva is a good player, isn't she? That tall number 6.
I love the quick restarts. That's the thing for me that shows their intent, it shows their passion, it shows how alert they are, and keeping this tempo high will be crucial. I mean, half-time is going to come in 4.5 minutes. Unless Leicester score again, they probably won't want a breather because they're in the ascendancy. It will stop their flow, stop their momentum, and they'll have to start again after a break at this pace.
They certainly will have to try and keep this very high tempo up. Jess Hickman across to Hannah Fair. Hannah Fair looking over here as if she's going to come left, but she goes back to Josie Inverdale. And Josie Inverdale has, I don't want to put a curse on her, but she has been very dependable during this game, hasn't she?
The whole back line have, though.
Tournament, I mean.
Yeah, the whole back line have, though, to be fair. They've shown that they can work well off the ball. They've shown good positioning. They've also shown that they can attack and go forwards and create something.
Here's Jo
in the
Hunter
half.
and Nessie Hawkins on the burst. Let's go into Pasmassi. Pasmassi looking for something here. Is she going to get anything out of it? No.
The great thing was, though,
showed a little bit of too much of that too.
The great thing was, though, they stretched the game. They got 2 players ahead of the ball carrier. Pasmassi was one, Jo Hunter was the other, and they had options going forwards. It was the right decision. Didn't quite come off on that occasion, but it shows that they can be dangerous going forwards.
Yeah, and Vasileva ran out of options there, and that's
long corner
put off the back by number 14. That's Goncharovskaya. Here's Jo Hunter, and interesting. The willingness to show for the ball by the Leicester girls is good, isn't it?
It is. The umpire indicated there, I think, that she played it with the back of her stick, but they could do with keeping the ball in at this end. 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, Emma Ross, and they're going round to the right again. This is going to Jess Hickman. Jess Hickman's got Emily Kilner ahead of her, but she's also got Katie Long there, and if Katie Long can impose her speed on the game. Katie's a fantastic player, but I think probably by her own admission this hasn't been a tournament in which she's excelled, but you can bet your bottom dollar that she'll be still battling and fighting right to the final whistle, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's the one that gets the winning goal.
Well, she might say that, but certainly the last 2 games I think she's been really good. Her effort and her commitment has been second to none, and when she matches her skill with her pace, she's a real threat.
That's the key thing with Katie. There are very few players in the English game who are as fast as she is. Got to be careful there. There's a little bit of stick rattling going on. And get out of the way, Emily Kilner. Don't you make sure you're 5. And she hadn't made sure she was 5.
Ooh, given that sharp blast, I
thought there was a card coming there. She's very lucky not to get a card. And but the Russians don't moan about it. Here's Tim Sheena on to Gutaneva. How long to go? Less than 2 minutes.
That's been positive for me from the Russians. Not once, I don't think, have they really seriously questioned an umpire, apart from the melee down at the penalty corner where she was
got sent off. Yeah.
Other than that, they've kept their mouth shut, haven't they?
Oh yes, and now they're really pressing high up there against Leicester. We can't really see it from where we are, but there's obviously some action down in that bottom corner as Leicester try to protect the ball and the Russians try to win it back. It's all a bit static up there.
Key thing now is that with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go, Leicester don't make an error that gives the Russians any opportunity to have a goal-scoring chance.
It's gone against them, and away come Leicester. This is one of Katie Long's fast bursts.
And
Josie Inverdale
trying to get ahead of the ball.
Yeah, fantastic. Go on, Katie. She's got there. She deliver? Can she deliver? And that's up and off the defender. Pasmassi tries to do the cross shot and doesn't quite come off. But what would you do now? Would you repeat the dose and go for the straight strike through Hannah Fair again, or would you keep them guessing?
Well, that's a tough call, isn't it? But I was just going to say, Paz Massi went for the cross-star shot. We saw a goal like that scored in the bronze medal game, which was absolutely fantastic. But on that occasion, the umpire deemed that to be dangerous.
But had already given it for the ball up in the air. So let's see what goes on here. So it's Katie Long pushing out. It's Emma Ross on the stop. And it's Hannah Fair. It bobbles a bit, but that's too high. So that's already been pulled up. The other good working together by the umpires there. And the hooter goes, and we can all take a deep, deep breath.
Well,
both teams will be glad of this break.
They will. That corner was a bit unfortunate, wasn't it? Because it was mistrapped by Emma Ross in the first instance, and because the ball wasn't where it was expected to be, the strike was just a bit high. Remember, for a goal to count from a straight strike, from a hit, it has to cross the line at backboard height. And clearly it hit the goalkeeper higher up on her pads than that.
Two very evenly matched teams here at Loughborough, Joe, and we find ourselves locked at 1-1 at half-time in this Euro Champions Trophy for clubs. The English team Leicester won, the Russian team Izmaylovo won. We've got a 10-minute break. Do you think they're going to be watering this pitch?
Looking at the way the Russian girls have gone out to warm up the goalkeeper and the umpires have stayed in the middle of the pitch, I would suspect not. Whether that will prove to be the right decision, we wait to see.
Yeah, well, we don't want to see this ball sticking. Okay, so we'll be back with you in just under 10 minutes' time. Thank you. Okay, we're back and running here on YouTube, Leicester Hockey Club's YouTube channel, and hope you're enjoying our coverage. My name is Gaynor Nash, and with me providing the expert analysis is former Olympic player Joe Mould, and it's locked at 1-1 at half-time, Joe.
Well, that was quite an exciting game, wasn't it? Worthy of a gold medal match. Izmaylovo took first blood. They scored very early on, within 2 or 3 minutes of the start. Leicester showed great strength of character. They came back immediately. They had a great period of sustained pressure, but didn't manage to get anything from it. And then with seconds on the clock, managed to score.
Yep.
And hold on to that equaliser and go into the half level pegging.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that seconds on the clock bit.
No, that was the last corner, wasn't it? Sorry,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
a bit later.
Yeah, so Leicester have pressed probably for much of the second sort of, well, last 25 minutes of the game, really.
Yeah, they have.
Maybe even 30.
But they need to turn that pressure into a notch on the scoreboard, because that was the problem. Lots of pressure, but no goals to show for it. But they looked increasingly dangerous as the half went on. I suggested that perhaps half-time came at the wrong time for them, but it's important that they start their second half with the same tempo and same desire that they finished the first half.
Yes, and we're certainly well aware that this Izmaylovo side is not made up of mugs. There's some decent players in there.
And capable of scoring goals.
Yeah, decent crowd and some nice sunshine.
Well, it's great here at Loughborough University to see so many people that have come down to watch the gold medal match between Leicester in the black shirts and Izmaylovo in the red shirts. But anybody who's watching us on the TV and wasn't able to make it, I hope you're enjoying this match as much as we are. Whether you're a Leicester fan, an Izmaylovo fan, or in fact a neutral looking for some good hockey.
That's it, and as we always like to say, whatever the case today, hockey's the winner. And Joe Hunter is penalised. And that's off the pitch. Leicester pressure is making Izmaylovo make many more mistakes than we saw them make in their 3 pool matches.
Yeah, but to be fair, in their 3 pool matches, they weren't necessarily tested. So they looked really good. They looked really competent and comfortable all around the pitch carrying the ball. But here, they're being forced into some errors, and they might look like unforced errors, but Leicester's pressing has been really very good.
And Kerry Whitehead has won it back. She was looking for Emma Ross in centre midfield, but there was some quite nice play. But again, the Russians have been pressed into putting the ball out of play. So well done to Leicester. And a bit of a slash tackle there. Hannah Fair goes. She links with Nessie Hawkins. Nessie Hawkins almost draws a foul from her opponent. So down there, I'm pretty sure Nessie will take them on. Here's Kerry Whitehead. Uses Nessie Hawkins again. There's a lot of feints and flicks of sticks from the Russians. And Kerry Whitehead not able to bring that one away, but great touch from Nessie Hawkins. Okay, and she turns beautifully there. Lays it back to Hannah Fair. And maybe no, we're still staying in that channel. And Joe Hunter is unlucky. Hannah Fair goes. Joe Hunter on her heels there.
Well, I've described Vanessa Hawkins several times as a talisman for Leicester. She proved their worth again there. Got beaten but chased back and made the all-important tackle to keep Leicester in possession of the ball.
And Josie Inverdale sweeps that fast and high up the pitch on the left-hand side. Lucy Barrett trying to find Emily Kilner, and she doesn't quite succeed in doing that. Good running by Emily. I'm still not sure whether Emily's 16 or 17, but she's certainly one of the younger players in the squad, and an under-18 England international. Is that going to run for Josie Inverdale? Yeah, I think. Oh no, that's a bit iffy there. And well done, Steph Tyrrell. Keeps very calm. Josie Inverdale, just a slight miscalculation there. I think she thought that was going to run.
Well, the pitch wasn't watered, was it, at half-time? So that means that it's perhaps a little bit slower than it was to start the game. And she just thought that they weren't going to get there and miscalculated. But as you say, Steph Tyrrell, nice and proactive, good, calm kick, and kept possession of the ball.
Yeah, so here's Ksenia for Izmaylovo, gives it a little prod through. And Vasileva isn't able to do anything with that, and it's a Leicester ball out of the defence. Josie Inverdale across to Sarah Cockayne. And again, they're looking to try to draw the Russians out of position. Lucy Barrett goes high, a ball down the touchline. Joe Hunter shows Tashima a clean pair of heels, and the penalty corner.
Well, it was almost as though she changed gear, didn't she?
Yeah.
She level peg in, put the foot on the gas, and managed to escape her, and result in a penalty corner.
And a bit of a shake of the head from the Russian coach here. He doesn't think that was an impeding of Joe Hunter, but it certainly looked like it, didn't it?
Well, it did, yeah. He's got his hands on his hips, so he's not overly happy, is he?
Not at this point in time, no. And Katie Long goes out to take the injection. And we've got two castles here, one with Joe Hunter, one with Emma Ross. Not too sure which they're going to go for. And it goes to Emma Ross, and it's Josie Inverdale, and it's underneath the pads, and then that's off Boyko and out for a long corner.
I think Russia put to the head there, just hit it when perhaps a calmer head might have been able to stick on the ball and potentially lift it over the keeper.
Yeah, that's gone for a Russian free because Katie Long hit it high into the area. Drepankina, Hannah Fair advances ahead of her opponent. She carries on, given a little bit of licence there. Here goes Emma Ross, the Irish international for Leicester. Stick tackle, but she's still going, and can't quite see what happened
there. Well, she
there.
created a shooting opportunity, which Ness Hawkins tried to touch goalwards, and unfortunately it went off the pitch. But great intent again from Leicester, great attacking, and surely it's only a matter of time before they create an advantageous situation.
Hannah Fair got a stick in the head there from Shumalina, and Sarah Cockayne and Shumalina having a little exchange of telephone numbers.
Are you trying to umpire from here?
Well, I'm not quite sure what happened there to Hannah Fair. Yeah, stick up in the air from Shumalina. Shumalina, not the most popular player with the Leicester side at the moment.
Despite that, though, it's been a pretty nice game in terms of that, hasn't it? It's not been the feistiest game we've seen. There's not been the most niggle that we've seen in any of the preceding games. In the heat of battle, sometimes things like that can happen.
Joe Hunter being told she must be 5. It goes all the way back to number 23, that's Zashkova. Over on the right-hand side to Tim Sheena, who was shown a really good clean pair of heels by Joe Hunter a little earlier on. And that's Vasileva's ball. Emily Kilner tracking her. Nice skills from Vasileva. But Emily Kilner wins it back for Leicester. She gives it to her captain, Vanessa Hawkins. Ness Hawkins composes herself there. She's got company from Tim Sheena, and between Tim Sheena and Vasileva they win the ball back. Looks like they're going to transfer around here to Zashkova. The Russian coach thinks there should be more pace in his team's game. Katie Long nearly gets there, but Josie Inverdale does. She's feeding Nessie Hawkins. Nessie Hawkins got a little bit of space, but not enough to do any real damage, and that's not necessarily the best ball from her, but here's Katie Long. Katie Long turns. And it's Leicester attacking down into that right-hand corner. And good protecting of the ball by Kerry Whitehead there.
Difficult to try and work anything out of that corner because they're surrounded by red shirts.
Indeed.
Not very many options, and they're just hoping all the time to maybe get a free hit, to reset and create another attacking opportunity.
Long corner for Leicester. Hannah Fair, who took a bang to the head, has had to come off. And Jess Hickman has come on. That comes to nothing. But Leicester will be trying very, very hard to make sure that this ball stays up there in Russian territory. And Jess Hickman fields that. Here goes Katie Long, attacking the Russians, trying to get that along the back line to Ness Hawkins, and communication just wasn't great between the two of them there.
No, and they keep persisting down this right-hand side, don't they? But actually, they've probably been more successful when they've done something varied.
Yeah. And here's Emily Kilner. She gets Emma Ross on the ball. The Russian coach is exasperated with his players, but they've not had pressure like this in any of the games so far. Lucy Barrett, I think she may go back to Cockayne. Sarah Cockayne. Oh, it's a great ball out to the right-hand side to Jess Hickman. and Jess Hickman really takes them on. Jess Hickman, she has a strike. Boyko's there. Here's Katie Long coming onto the rebound. Katie Long knocks it across, and Drepankina's there, but she only gives it to Kerry Whitehead. Kerry Whitehead taking on Yasmina, sorry. And Joe Hunter going for that one, but Sadova brings the ball away. And that's Sadova and Ksenia linking together. She's got pace, she's got power. She uses Shumalina over here. Jess Hickman stays strong. Shumalina's got backup.
Just shows that, doesn't it, how quickly the ball can turn over. Great incisive attack from Leicester, and within seconds the Russians are heading towards the Leicester 23. Good
tackle from Kerry Whitehead, but it's protected by Kuzmina. And here's Serka Kane, and this is Pazmassi. She's got pace, and she runs into Drepankina. Interesting that Drepankina is playing so far back at the moment for her team.
Well, they've dropped off completely, haven't they? I mean, you've said previously.
But here she comes, and she's dangerous. Well done by Josie Inverdale.
It's the first time Izmaylovo have been under such pressure, and their tactic may be to counter Leicester's pacey forwards, is to drop her back. But we're still seeing that she is coming forward with the ball.
Yeah.
Whether she's got the legs on her though to keep that going for another 25 minutes will remain to be seen.
That was well read by Goncharovskaya, but Leicester have won it back. That's Lucy Barrett. Back to Sarah Kane. She's looking up to see whether Emma Ross wants the ball. She does. And looking again to pull these Russians around a bit. Josie Inverdale. Lucy Barrett. Yeah, she's going to go back again, trying to frustrate the Russians and pull them out of position. Here's Sarah Kane.
Just got to make sure that while they're looking from the ball, they don't get sucked into a naive pass where it looks like a gap, but if the Russian first line don't take it, the second line do.
And that was a little error from Lucy Barrett, thinking she could take a player on and not being able to do that. And that's Vasileva. Steph Tyrrell lets that go because it was touched from outside the D.
That was a bit close, wasn't it?
It was a little bit close, but she knew what she was doing. It's out to Lucy Barrett. Having made that little error, hopefully she can get her head up now and focus. Here's Sarah Kane.
Yeah, you can hear Kurza build it up. It's not about panicking, playing that ball into the press when there's not a space.
No, and to be fair to the Russians, they're pressing well. Kane thinks she's seen something, but she is wrong.
Well,
but the ball is up the other end of the field.
She saw a gap, and I think Sandy Yates there has just come onto the pitch, and she made the first lead run, but perhaps didn't re-lead in the way that Sarah Kane thought she might.
Yeah.
But who would have thought the ball would have travelled 50 yards up the pitch without being intercepted?
Yeah. So Sandy Yates is on for a little taste of the action in this final. Sandy off to Australia this summer with her boyfriend emigrating. And that's great play by Sadova. She beats Josie Inverdale, and she's going to be called back to take it from the right.
Like many of these players, Sandy Yates perhaps wouldn't necessarily ordinarily get first team hockey regularly, but she's persevered, and it's a great way for her to finish her Leicester career.
Certainly is, certainly is. Oh, that's a rattle from behind, and I think that was the really lovely Shumalina.
Quick restart again though.
Gave Hannah Fair the smack in the face. Here goes Drepankina. She's being tracked. A lot more action in this half, in the second half, Joe.
Well, perhaps as we expected, you know,
Izmaylovo coming back.
Led for so long, and then they conceded with not too many minutes on the clock. And it's a bit more even, actually, isn't it, than it was at the end of the first half.
And that's good, mature play from Lydia. Lydia McDonnell there, 17 years of age, and yet hanging on to that ball really well and just doing the sensible thing. That's Lydia again. She's got Zashkova for company. Here's Emma Ross, Irish international. That's going to Pazmassi. Oh, ooh, I think that's been judged that had already gone beyond Pazmassi, but the goalie definitely brought her down.
Goalie definitely brought her down, but the umpire, I think, perhaps thought that she wouldn't have got it even if the goalkeeper hadn't have caught her ankles. But it was out of control really. The ball was just too far ahead of her, but that was unfortunate. We were just starting to hear then the first strains of some singing from the Leicester crowd. They could do with some encouragement from all of those people up on the bank.
They certainly could. So come on, you people up on Pucker Peak. I don't suppose any of you are tuned in to YouTube, but come on. Let's hear it. Let's, as Delia would say, let's be having you.
Well, that worked, didn't it? So
yeah. And Gunter Ava is penalised and Joe Hunter goes. And that's given us, she's carried that over the back line. Phew. And 14 minutes of the second half have gone.
And it still could go either way. It would be difficult to call and predict a winner. If you were a neutral, which we'd have to say neither you or I are, it's a good game.
It certainly is. And that's off Hannah Fair's feet. The umpire didn't see it, but the umpire this end did. And Leicester need to come back and accept that was off Fair's feet.
I wouldn't be surprised if the technical delegate on the bench comes off at some point and has a word with this Russian coach. He was almost on the pitch then.
Well, she had a word with him yesterday. And here's Lucy Barrett advancing with the ball. As Lydia McDonald, she gets a tap. And that's, I think somebody's going to go off for a couple of minutes. And it's Strepankina, 2 minutes off the pitch.
It might not have been for that particular stick tackle. The game is just getting to a stage now where it's becoming increasingly feisty, and as much as anything, the umpire is sending a message saying, cut it out, otherwise I'm going to pull out the card more often, and you'll be down to 10.
Fair looking inside, but that was a little hopeful, really. And Katie Long penalised. It's an aerial, which Josie Inverdale has got, and Ksenia didn't move enough for her. It's a great pick up by Joe Hunter, but an excellent tackle.
Yeah, it was a good steal, wasn't it? She just only got half a touch, Joe Hunter, having made a great run, and it was a great steal to dispossess her and start what could have been a promising Izmaylovo attack, but instead
she's put it off. Yeah, she's put it off. And again, that's pressure, isn't it? That's what pressure does to you. Lucy Barrett sends it across to Josie Inverdale, and Josie Inverdale to Hannah Fair.
See, that was a great ball again, behind the first line of the Russian defending line.
Fair to Long along that back line, and it goes, it's another penalty corner for Leicester.
Yeah. So this is the first penalty corner for Leicester in this half.
I think so.
And we've seen them strike it and score. We've seen them move it and do something different and not quite pull it off. Big call for whoever is calling
big
corners.
Call out there. Probably Nessie Hawkins. Oh no, she's not on the pitch. So Hannah Fair maybe calling these, while Nessie Hawkins is taking a well-earned breather. Oh, that's a stroke. That's a penalty stroke. That was back to the injector. Was that Katie Long?
Well, back to the injector, and she quite wisely tried to lift the ball at goal because the keeper was down, and you could tell by the sound of the ball on that flesh there that she stopped a certain goal, and that's the key thing, from going in with her body, resulting in a penalty stroke.
Okay, so here's Hannah Fair, who's already scored in this game. This from right defence. It'd be great if she could put Leicester 2-1 up from the penalty spot. And she does!
Great strike.
Well done, Hannah Fair.
Keeper showed all her experience there, right up until the point where she was about to take it. The keeper turned her back on Hannah Fair, and it was very well taken, very confident penalty corner, just outside the reaching right hand of the Russian goalkeeper. For the first time in the game, home side are in the lead.
Indeed. Let's just see what the mettle of this Izmaylovo side is like then. And Gunter on the ball. Out to Zashkova. That's a really good pick-up by Ksenia. And that's a bit of a stick tackle from Josie Inverdale. Is she going to be in trouble for that? No, no. We've been a little lucky, actually. Oh, we're saying Leicester have been a little lucky.
You were right when you said we, that was what you meant. Well, the other umpire on the far side was the one who gave the card for that stick tackle. Maybe this umpire hasn't had quite so much to do in this game. Maybe she deemed it not to be as bad, or forgotten that the other umpire had already given a card to perhaps tell the players to calm down a bit.
Well, the thing that they tend to give the cards for is the 5-metre rule. And I'm not sure whether Strepankina was done for a stick tackle or whether it was the 5 metres. I've got a feeling it might have been 5 metres, Joe.
If we were going on sound, there've been a lot of stick tackles.
Certainly have, by both teams.
Yeah. And part of that is desperation and desire to just make that last-ditch tackle.
Now, what we don't really think Leicester can afford to do is put it up their jumpers for 17 minutes, to use a bit of the old Leicester Tigers terminology. Fair, the 2-goal hero so far, gets it back to Inverdale, and Inverdale to Fair. Fair advances, she's got Ross inside, and Kuzmina gives that one a little rattle, and it's a Leicester ball. And Jess Hickman comes on.
And she has reached for the card. Having said we didn't think she was going to go for a card, she's actually gone straight to a yellow card, which is a minimum of 5 minutes.
I didn't see that it was yellow.
I think it was, and it definitely shows that stick tackling is not going to be tolerated.
I think the umpire is deciding there that she knew exactly what she was doing when she took Fair's tackle, Fair's stick. Jess Hickman just gives that one away. Brecken Keane is back on after her 2 minutes off.
We've said, haven't we, that going down or being the team that's still up to full complement, playing against 10 players, doesn't always benefit you. Sometimes the team with 10 really pull together, really work a bit harder, and often take their advantage when they're numerically inferior.
Well, here's the dangerous Sadova on the ball. That's a stick tackle from Lucy Barrett. And is she going to get a talking to for that? No, she's not. We've been lucky, I think, really.
But that, you know, there was no intent there, was there?
Stick tackle.
There was no intent. She just caught her, I think.
Yeah. But, you know, legitimately
Great
could have
take.
done something with that. Kusania, great tackle from Lucy Barrett. Lucy Barrett comes away
That
with
was
the
a great
ball.
take, but Lucy Barrett was right up behind her, right up there, and made a really good tackle.
So Emma Ross on the ball. Going back to Josie Inverdale. Surely going to go around the back to Sarah Cockayne, trying to stretch the 10 players of, well, certainly 9 outfield players of Izmaylovo. Ness Hawkins has a run, uses Jo Hunter. Great tackle from 23, which is Zashkova. Zashkova out here to number 5, Shumalina. And Lucy Barrett's going to have to be careful because she's got a bit of company here. And Sadova is penalised.
Good experience there. She knew she was being attacked on 2 sides by red shirts. Just put it onto her foot, relieve the pressure, get the free hit, allow them to build again.
Leicester are building well. Emily Kilner,
They've done that.
She was clattered there.
They've done that for the whole tournament, though, haven't they? They've bided their time. They've shown that they are good ball carriers, good ball players. Transferred it with pace.
Not too sure what Jess Hickman was looking to do there. Oh, it did. That must have taken a touch.
It did, yeah. It did.
And here's Jo Hunter attacking with purpose, and that's off Jo's foot. Jo Hunter's foot. Shouldn't be arguing. We've seen what that umpire has done already when Sadova argued.
I think we need to point out, don't we, that as hard as we might try to be impartial, because we're not being paid a 6-figure sum, we're both Leicester, well, I'm a former Leicester player, you're not, and it is a great game for the neutral, but couldn't say that either one of us was neutral in any way. Just trying.
Are you not being paid a 6-figure sum?
Are you?
Well.
That wouldn't surprise me. I was pulled out of the crowd.
Kerry Whitehead tracking back, and that's Zashkova's ball. And Jo Hunter comes in and does a good block on Zashkova, and that's great work. Oh, unlucky by Jess Hickman. I was just thinking that great work.
Well, it was great work, great endeavour, but it was the back of a stick.
Was it?
And I think sometimes that's a rule that's umpired differently by lots of different umpires. She just showed the wrong side of the blade there.
And great block by Ness Hawkins, and a good touch by Kerry Whitehead, and away we go. So can Kerry Whitehead outrun Tim Sheena? She can. She's got Nessie Hawkins in the middle, and Ness doesn't make good contact with that. In fact, she makes contact with that with
Kerry Whitehead, though, hammered it at her. She probably needed to take the pace off that ball.
Yeah, definitely.
To allow Ness Hawkins an easier trap and a shot.
That might have been
in front of goal.
That might have been a tiny bit more generous of her. So the Izmaylovo side are bringing out a defence, and it's whacking it forward really at this point in time. Hannah Fair's back on the pitch. Jess Hickman gets a breather. And this is for Jo Hunter, who shows she's proved that she's got the pace to trouble the Russian defence. She's round Guntureva, and that's a really good interception from Drepakina, just as Ness Hawkins might have been looking to pull the trigger.
Well, Drepakina there is showing all of her experience. It's just simply in the right place.
But what good play by Jo Hunter, eh? What pace.
Yeah.
And good work back from Hannah Fair. And she's with her mate Shumlina at this point in time. The lady who gave her a little bang in the face. And Josie Inverdale is beaten by... And Emma Ross does really well there. And that's now given us a foul by Emma Ross.
Pushed her off the ball a bit, didn't she?
Yeah, Sadova is thinking that, hey, hang on, this is not fair. But talking of fair, Hannah Fair's around the back and she's doing really well there. So Leicester just need to take the heat out of this for a minute. Kuzmina's back on, so they're back up to full strength.
12.5 minutes to go.
12.5 minutes from Golden Glory. That's a really good interception from Kuzmina. She should be fresh. She's had 5 minutes off. She's having a whack there at Katie Long, but
I thought it was Katie Long. I thought Katie Long, actually.
Katie Long, who's off for 2 minutes.
I am surprised that's not a yellow, actually.
I'm surprised that's not a yellow.
I think she had a stick high, and anything that's high and around the opponent's face is dangerous.
So, what can Izmaylovo do about this numerical superiority? It's down here to Zashkova. Kerry Whitehead makes a great tackle. And Emma Ross.
That was a stick tackle, though, I think, from Kerry. I think the umpire clearly turning away didn't see it, but from where we are, I think that probably was...
Sarah Cockayne, was that a foot? That was a foot from Sarah Cockayne. She leaves the ball, and here's Drepakina. They need to turn and face this Leicester. And that's a foot again. And Tim Sheena trying to get the shot in. Hannah Fair makes the block. Tim Sheen, that's not Tim Sheena, is it? Shumalina. Hannah Fair and Shumalina have had a few little set twos.
Yeah, they have. Good umpiring there, because there was clearly a foul, but the umpire showed that she'd seen it, allowed the advantage. Unfortunately for the Russian side, the shot didn't materialise.
So Lucy Barrett in possession, and she's got quite a lot of company around her, certainly from Ksenia, and she finds Drepakina's foot, which is a smart thing to do, and Lucy Barrett just calming herself down slightly there. Don't know whether she knew that Drepakina had actually retreated behind her. Here's Ness Hawkins. Drepakina wins it. Drepakina and Shumalina. Shumalina is going to hit that hard across. Good touch from Emma Ross, and Kerry Whitehead just there slightly before Timshina. She's got some extra gas, Kerry Whitehead. Emma Ross goes across towards her. Has Massey trying to close them down. This is going to come out here to Zashkova. Vasileva on the pitch. And that's hit in. And I think that's gone off Lucy Barrett and been deflected wide of Steph Tyrrell's right-hand post.
4 games in 4 days, big ask. What we're seeing here is some real serious athletes with good endurance. Both teams working really hard.
Yeah, Vasileva's going to wallop that one in, and that's a little bit of a waste, and I think we're almost at the point where Leicester are back up to full strength, or are they already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Katie Long's back on.
Into the last 10 minutes now.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go. That's aerialed by Josie Inverdale. And Katie Long is blocked off there. And Katie Long showing that brilliant burst of speed that she's got. And, ooh, Boyko gets an important touch, and it won't quite fall to Jo Hunter.
And no, that was a good touch, wasn't it? It was only half a touch, but it was enough to change the course of the path of the ball and send it away from goal. Any other sort of touch, or in fact a non-touch, and an open goal.
So Jo Hunter's on the ball, doing a little bit of trickery, turning, walloping that ball across. And that's Tim Sheena, she's given it away. And Jo Hunter looking for the foul there, doesn't get it. This is, that's the battle again between Shumalina and Hannah Fair. Shumalina gets it down here to Ksenia. Josie Inverdale races across to try to track Ksenia. She needs to be careful. And Lucy Barrett, very calm by Lucy Barrett. And she and Josie Inverdale tidy up. And here's Jess Hickman. And Jess Hickman uses Jo Hunter. Jo Hunter evades Drepankina. Drepankina coming in from behind with a tackle. Jo Hunter, speed to burn. And is Jess Hickman going to get? Yes, Jess Hickman's on that. Oh my word! Jess Hickman and Katie Long just can't quite put that in for the home side. But did it take a touch? No, it didn't take a touch. So number 14, that's Goncharovskaya, is going over there.
Great play, end-to-end stuff. All I've been doing is spectating while you've been commentating and describing the action. But both teams there, I was just going to say that when they turn players over, the Izmaylovan side, that's when they look most dangerous. But some calm defending there by Lucy Barrett and Josie Inverdale to set up the attack. But Izmaylova are looking at the clock now, less than 8 minutes to go.
Yep.
And they need to score 2 to win and 1 to take this second of the medal matches into penalty shuffles. That was exciting, the first game.
I really enjoy penalty shuffles, but I don't want to see them in this game, Jo.
No.
And once again, Leicester just try to take the heat out of things. Lucy Barrett to Emily Kilner. Neat skills from Emily Kilner. She links up with Emma Ross. Emma Ross is surely going to overlap here from Hannah Fair. Hannah Fair goes. It's not a great ball from Hannah Fair, but she's scored both Leicester's goals, so we can't complain too much. That's gone out to Ksenia. Ksenia's getting support in here from Vasileva. Vasileva's got Shumalina up there, and that's a great touch from Emma, I think initially from Sarah Cockayne, and then ultimately from Emma Ross.
Drepankina in the midfield, we've talked about her as being really experienced, but one thing there was she played that ball and she stopped running. She didn't support the attack. And Izmaylova need everybody here to commit if they're going to get anything out of this game.
I think Josie Inverdale has been lucky there because she did play that into Sedova.
High as well.
And Sedova should have got free. I think the Russians will be feeling that there's a bit of hometown umpiring going on here. I don't think that is the case, but I do think they've not had the rub of it.
Only from you.
And Katie Long working with Nessie Hawkins. Nessie Hawkins takes on, that's Goncharovskaya, and Sedova is sent off.
For something
she gets
that happens.
a yellow card and she makes a little heart at the umpire. And 5 minutes, if she's not careful, 5 minutes could turn into 10. And I think that's harsh.
Well, it was something that happened way back here in the Leicester 23. Don't know whether it was something that was verbal or whether it was an infringement of rules, but either way, Izmaylova are down to 10.
Yeah, but there's a really good attack going on here, and this is great work from, and that's been broken up by Leicester, but that was great work from the Russian attack. And they've certainly loaded plenty of players into that circle. And didn't that hit Hannah Fair's leg?
No, I don't think so.
No.
There's no indication
Hawkins
from
over there. No,
Izmaylova that it.
And I think they probably would complain if it had. Is Vasileva? Vasileva neat skills, but she's come up against Sarah Cockayne, and here's Jo Hunter. Jo Hunter's got Pascal Massey up with her. Pascal Massey can't keep that in.
Well, the pass was just a bit too wide, really, wasn't it? It perhaps could have done with going straight and allowing Pascal Massey to run onto it.
Yeah. So what's the 5 minutes? 5 minutes, and for 4 of those at least, their best player Sedova isn't going to be on the park. And that's unfair as well, because that was not well controlled by Emma Ross, and she should really have had had that pulled up, shouldn't she?
Sometimes though, if the umpires are perhaps potentially irritated by a team, if it's 50-50, it might go in the favour of the people that are causing the least problems. And it would seem to be that's definitely the case with Leicester at the minute.
And once again, the Russians feel like they've been hard done by over there. Jess Hickman takes a breather.
She's done well in that spell. She's created some attacks. She's worked hard. casualty
and I think
music
that's
again.
the Metro Stroy team who are cheering for Izmaylovo.
The other Russian team.
Yeah, the other Russian team from St. Petersburg.
Well, they got a good result today, didn't they? Because they finished 5th overall. Perhaps that we wouldn't have expected that of them, having seen the first 3 games.
Well, certainly not. Ooh, what's happening here? Ooh!
Wide, just wide. Oh, quite a fair way wide, and nobody on that far post just able to go and touch it.
And the 2 youngsters, Pascal Massey and Lydia McDonald, there could have connected together, but they didn't manage to do that. Cocaine puts it onto Ksenia's foot. Don't know whether the umpire just didn't see that or whether she's playing on. Here's Nessie Hawkins, and we're with less than 4 minutes to go now. That's a great high ball. Here's Paz Massey. Paz Massey's got pace. But she just lets that ball off a stick a little bit too much. That's really...
Well, she checked back, didn't she? And it was the second Russian defender that took it off her. She'd actually beaten.
Here goes Emma Ross.
The first one.
Emma Ross gets some company from Drepankina, and she wins the short corner. Again, the Russians are not happy. The coach shakes his head. I think everything's going against his team, that they are being very, very hard done by. But with 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock, Leicester have got another opportunity to put this game beyond Izmaylovo.
Well, with the exception of the Metro Stroy team who are watching, the other Russian team, crowd really enjoyed that. And the more that the Izmaylovo players complain, the more the crowd are going to cheer on the home side. So
just one castle here at the moment, that is Emma Ross on the trap. And there's 2 Leicester players over the ball, Hannah Fair. And oh, that's hit the post. Where's it gone? That was very well tidied up. I think that was Gontarevskaya back there tidying up when that ball hit the post. Katie Long's back on the field, trying to get Kerry Whitehead back on. And it's with Leicester again. Young Emily Kilner comes off. On goes Kerry Whitehead, who's been very influential. You use the word talisman for Vanessa Hawkins, but you know, Kerry Williams has almost achieved that status. Kerry Whitehead, I should say, has almost achieved that status for Leicester.
And she's not had much time off the pitch. She's worked tremendously hard in all of the games, really showing herself to be fit and somebody who's prepared to graft for the combined cause.
Oh, that's gone through. This is Vasileva on the ball, looking for the run of Ksenia. Sarah Cockayne trying to see her out to this far side. Ksenia finds the byline, and Hannah Fair is adjudged to have put that off. Was that Hannah Fair or was that Lucy Barrett? Hannah Fair adjudged to have put that off deliberately.
Well, it was a good touch try, Josie Inverdale, to stop the ball going to its intended target, but there was a bit of panic there, or perhaps disorientation, where it should have gone off the sideline. It went off the back line.
She's asking, they're asking the other umpire to consult. Personally, I think it was a penalty corner. I think you could construe that was deliberately off the back line. But
if this was in The Hague, if this was international hockey, there probably would be a video referee for a referral. They don't have that opportunity, but at least the umpire has gone to check with her counterpart. She doesn't have to. No. She could just maintain her decision.
But she has maintained a decision, and I think quite rightly so. So Leicester need to defend this, and defend this well, because they do deserve to win this game. And I have a feeling this might be Drepankina, and Leicester are probably glad that Sadova is not on the pitch.
Yeah, with the exception of the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, Leicester have had the better possession, and in spells they've looked really dangerous.
So let's see what happens here. 1.5 minutes to go. So it is out to Drepankina. She's probably going to drag it low, and they're saying that's gone off a player, and it's gone for another short corner.
The umpire at this end, the disengaged umpire, straight away signalled for a penalty corner and indicated a foot. So it is another corner.
So once again, tension, as Leicester will be hoping that they can keep this one out. They're having a bit of debate. Drepankina is now going to stop this one for Vasileva. It's a hard strike, but that's a great stop. Where is it?
Great.
That's a great piece of
foot.
Yeah. And that's gone Leicester's way.
It
and
did.
Surely now.
That went Leicester's way. That was a great block by the runner, and Another great block of the second phase, and it went back onto the Russian player's foot. No debate about that as far as I'm concerned. Unfortunately for Izmaylovo.
Oh, that's a bit slack. So, oh, and that's basically Vasileva just knocking kind of fair down, surely. And Kerry Whitehead has got it. But there's 20 seconds to go. They're going to be looking for a chance to carry this and bash it in. Emma Ross takes it away, and this is it. Surely they cannot possibly score an equalising goal in 7 seconds. The crowd and they've been pulled out here. If I was Josie Inverdale, I would now send it high. Fantastic! It's a great for the host side. The first time a Leicester side has won a gold medal in a competition, a European competition. And is that a little tear in your eye?
No, it's not. Not a tear in my eye. Probably in yours. I was quite worried about your heart at one point. But the thing about this is we must remember that it's the Europa Cup rather than the Champions League. But that's not to take anything away from these girls. Gold is what they came here for. Gold is what they've got. They've deserved it. They're unbeaten in 4 games. They've scored goals. They've looked calm and composed at the back. Everybody, even Helen Jelly, who didn't get onto the pitch at any point, or Max Rees, the injured first-choice goalkeeper, have shown that they are worthy of this medal.
Definitely, definitely. And how brilliant to win it without what you might call the Leicester first team.
Well, that's the thing. When you qualify for a competition, you don't know what team you're going to have in a year's time. And this is by no means the strongest team Leicester have ever had. And there have been stronger players playing in Europe for Leicester in the past who've never won a gold medal. Yet, the combination of the hard work, the team ethic and the pulling together has shown that even without their superstars, they've got a result that is seen them finish the table as first gold medal winners.
And quite a nice touch over there. Coach for this season, Dave Mayer, his first season as coach, goes over to receive a hug from his brother Chris Mayer, who's coached the club for so many years and never achieved a gold.
No.
So the big brother gets one over the little brother.
In this
but
instance,
as he says, he'd never see it that way.
Actually, what I find more emotional is Sue Holwell, who has been a stalwart of the club, been managing the club for well over a decade now, a former player, probably also never got a gold medal in Europe. She's also hugged every single player as they come off the pitch. And she, you know, we're talking about volunteers. I think this tournament has been fantastic in Leicester, made by its volunteers, by all the people in the club community, but also somebody like Sue, who gives up her time for training and matches week in, week out. Feeling very much a part of this squad and this winning team.
Okay, so, well, apparently I'm doing the announcing for the closing ceremony and the medal ceremony. Sue Holwell milking the adulation of the crowd there.
Should we just take a moment to run through how the final standings finished?
We certainly can.
So, in the game this morning between Antwerp and Smilovici, Antwerp were 6-0 winners.
They were indeed.
Smilovici
Comprehensive.
held up the table in 8th place, Antwerp in 7th.
Yes, indeed.
In 6th place, Metrostroy Samchenko, who were beaten by Metrostroy 2-0.
Yeah, so Samchenko are 6th and Metrostroy are 5th.
And in the penultimate game of the day, the bronze medal match, Loreto, the Irish team, were on equal pegging with Complutense, the Spanish side, at the end of full time. We had a very exciting penalty shuffles competition, and Complutense finished in 4th and Loreto in 3rd. And in this final game of the day, the final game of the tournament, the home team Leicester, 1 goal better than the Russian side Izmaylovo.
Indeed.
Izmaylovo finishing in silver medal position against Leicester.
And there were moments of contention. Perhaps Leicester got the rub of the green, but they were the better side.
Before the game, Izmaylovo for me were favourites. They'd score more goals, but on today's performance, certainly in terms of possession, Leicester were the better team.
I mean, if you think how many times that ball went across the face of goal, nobody was there quite to get on the end of it. The chances Leicester created, I think probably it's a fair result. But I do understand elements of frustration in the Izmaylovo side, who perhaps think that the umpires were generous.
Well, it's the first time they were tested today, and actually they were found wanting. And I think it's a good moment to say, really well done to the hockey team, but also really well done for the hockey club. They've
without a doubt.
A fantastic
Without a doubt.
European hockey tournament. They didn't necessarily want to take it.
No.
Their hand was
it would have been tough. There they
in
go.
many-
They're
in
getting a
many
bit of
occasions.
adulation from Pucker Peak over there. Okay, we've got to move over now because we're going to be calling the process for the prize giving. Joe is actually going to be presenting medals to the winning sides, and I've got the job of doing the announcing. So a little bit of silence for a moment or two, and I'll be back with you in a sec.
No need for that. Face for radio. You know you don't mean that. If only. I can't look at this like here. How can I do this?
Of course you can.
Get over there somewhere.
No, because the cable is here. So it's here, okay? Right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, Ollie.
Oh yeah, sorry, no. Hi, hello, are you ready, guys?
Where are we live streaming to?
Just talk to me.
Yeah, Kevin. To you.
Yeah. Yeah, you ready? So we're now talking to David Mayer, the coach of Leicester Ladies. David, you must be thrilled.
It's a highlight of my career. Fantastic. The club have done everybody proud in the tournament. The team have done the club proud. What a fantastic day.
And it was a great final, wasn't it? I
Oh,
mean, they came back towards the end, the Russian side, didn't they?
Well, they've got to, haven't they? But I thought it was a fantastic final. They came out the blocks quicker than we did. But we were magnificent for 60 minutes. And really, it was a 5 or 6-0. I thought so. I thought we were good enough to win 5-6. We hit the upright. We missed chances on the faux post. We had corners. We had all the pressure. We played fantastic hockey. We haven't played better than that in a long time. It was brilliant.
And in terms of some of the players, picking out a few names, I mean, Katie Long had a good game, didn't she?
Kate had a great game. I think Jo Hunter was exceptional. I think Kerry Williams and Emma Ross hold us together in midfield. And I've got to make special mention of Steph Tyrrell in goal, who's stepped into the breach late on, and she's been outstanding all tournaments.
And in terms of the club organising this event, it's been a fantastic event, hasn't it, for Leicester Ladies Hockey Club to organise such a great European tournament?
It is. Well, we're a club, aren't we? We're a club. We've got a lot of history. We've got a lot of people here from all generations, and that's what we're about. And it's one of those boxes you tick as a club. You've been in Europe, you've won medals, and it's to be here as your club on your ground is an honour.
And you've got a huge team of volunteers that have been working behind the scenes. We saw some of them presented with medals there.
Well, we really hope that they go home happy. At least I hope they enjoyed the hockey, how we played, and I really hope that they enjoyed the outcome. I'm sure they will, but I'm really pleased with the way we played. I think we put on a real show these last couple of days.
And a few beers this evening?
I've had beers every evening so far, Ollie, as you know. I might have a couple more tonight.
Thanks very much, David.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Brilliant, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Great,
Brilliant.
thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. No.
Cheers.
Well, we're going to grab some players. look at me.
Okay.
So Emma Ross, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What a fantastic achievement for Leicester Hockey Club.
Absolutely, I mean, it's just the pinnacle of our season really. We've had a tough season league-wise, but we had a bit of a break, we regrouped and we've come back stronger than ever. The girls really have worked hard, and I mean, we knew that if we played well going into this game, we'd be the better team, and I think today we had our moments of up and down. We really did have to ride the storm at times. I mean, the Russian team came out strong. We knew that individually they were really, really good. But, you know, I think we stuck together as a team and we defended, you know, as a unit, and I think that's what it's all about. We fight for each other today, and I think every single person deserves a gold medal today.
And you went behind early on, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the first time we've done it in the tournament, so it showed real character to come back from 1-0 down, and I think every single Leicester player and the management as well have worked so hard for this, and we really will be celebrating tonight.
But presumably you knew that Russian side were going to attack because they'd won 8-0, 6-0 and all manner of things. They were the tournament's top goal scorers, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we knew they knew how to find the back of the net. We knew that they'd scored 8 goals in their first game. They weren't afraid to shoot. So we really, really were tested today, and I think it really is detriment to our defence. We stayed compact. We knew our game plan. We stuck to it. Our coaching staff were just remarkable at telling us what to do, and we just went out with a game plan, and it worked for us today. The group of girls we have, we were able to adapt. We talked to each other, and the communication on the pitch is always, always clear, and I think that is the main thing. We do it for each other.
And just a quick word about the bronze medalist, Loretto,
Yeah.
Obviously Irish.
Yes, absolutely.
You must be thrilled that they've done so well as well.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted for the girls because, you know, I know a lot of them through Irish hockey, and their match went to shuffles at the end, and I know a couple of them really stepped up, and Louisa Healy had an awesome game and goal. Even during the 70 minutes of the game, I saw her make some awesome saves, and then 2 of the other girls, Neve Small, Catherine McKean, stepped up to take shuffles. It shows great character from them, and to come away with a bronze medal in a tournament, I think they were ranked 4th, is brilliant for the Irish, and obviously I've supported them the whole way through it as well.
Had Leicester prepared for penalty shuttles? Had you done practice on them?
Yeah, we practiced in training, and we had a confident 5-6 people going into it, so we knew that the tournament all along was going to be tough. We knew we weren't complacent. We knew that we weren't going to walk away with it. We knew that every single match was our final, and we had to just take one match at a time and fight our way through it, and I think we did that today.
Yeah, excellent, congratulations. Thanks,
Thank
Emma.
you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done, thank you. We're now with Leicester's captain, Vanessa Hawkins. Ness, how do you feel?
Overjoyed, just really pleased that we went out there and we won today. So just really happy, really. So can't complain.
It was a tough match, wasn't it? You know, coming back from 1-0 down.
Yeah, it was incredibly hard. I mean, we gave a goal away early. We didn't start very well, so it made the game really challenging for us. But we dug deep. We knew that we had a lot more time to go, so we just kept to the game plan and eventually came out on top. So really chuffed.
And I mean, that penalty flick incident. I mean, that huge pressure rising on that penalty flick, wasn't there?
I know. I mean, Hannah took it fantastically well. She's played amazing all tournament, but today she was really the star of the show, and she really played. She really played so well. So I'm really glad that she put the flick away as well.
And you pleased with your performance throughout the tournament?
It was okay. It was all right. I didn't have my best tournament, but this has been the best sort of squad in terms of just everyone digging deep, everyone working really hard, and everyone putting it in, rather than really great individual performances. So I'm just really pleased that the team won. We deserve it, and we're going to have a good night tonight.
A strong team ethic, then, would you say, in the team?
Yeah, fantastically well. I mean, we've trained as a group now for a couple of months in the run up to this. We've had full days, and it really has been. Everyone's been there. Everyone's worked really, really hard, and on and off the pitch, both individually and as a group. So it's been a complete team performance. Everyone has put in the same work, and as I say, we're just pleased to get the result in the end of it.
Excellent. Congratulations. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Ollie. Thanks.
Go. We're now talking to Hannah Fair now. Hannah, that penalty flick, what pressure?
Yeah, I just knew I had to keep my nerve, keep cool, put it where I always do. But I have to say I was a little bit nervous. Not as nervous as my mum, who I actually went off and had a walk around the fields. She didn't watch it all, she told me. But no, just tried to keep my cool, but quite a bit of pressure.
And that match was a great match, wasn't it, for Leicester? I mean, coming from 1 goal behind.
It was a real test for us, and it was never going to be easy. You don't earn the right to win it, you've got to go out there and do it, and we had to dig really deep. But we've done what we've done all tournament, which is stick together as a team, and we came through as a team. It was a fantastic performance by everyone. Everyone absolutely left everything on the pitch. Couldn't be prouder of the girls. It was fantastic.
And just sum up what it means for Leicester Hockey Club to win the European Club Champions Trophy.
It's a long time coming. We've won a lot of silvers and bronzes in my time, but also in Sue Holwell's time. And a gold's been elusive, whether that's in the trophy or the top league. And to win a tournament, any tournament, you've got to put in solid performances, game in, game out, and we've done that. We really, really deserve to have come away with gold, and we're just so pleased. And so pleased we could do it for the club. Thanks go out to everyone who's been involved in this tournament. It's been a huge test for everyone, but everyone's pulled together and they've just been brilliant. I'm so pleased we could do it for the club.
One last question. Your goalkeepers, they often get missed out on the roll call and everything, don't they? But they were very important in this game, weren't they?
Absolutely. Mags Rees has been fantastic for us all season, and she injured her knee really, a couple of weeks before the tournament, which was really gutting for her. But Steph Tyrrell stepped up and she's done a brilliant job, a really fantastic job. So well done to them both.
Excellent. Thank you very much
for
your time.
Ollie.
You can go and get your picture
Thank you.
taken. Thanks, cheers, bye.